Hooty hoo, all my stock market gamblers. Welcome today. It's June 23rd. It's a Wednesday. The markets are kind of flat today. So the other day, someone was asking me, they asked me, I hear you have a YouTube channel. I go, yes, I do. Yes, I do. They go, well, how much money do you make doing a YouTube channel? I kind of looked at them funny. I go, I don't make money at it. Well, they looked at me like, why would you do such a thing? Well, I actually like talking to you, but the real reason I do this is it's therapy. It's therapy for me. I get to get things off of my chest. I get to talk about what I want to talk about. This is my therapy. Otherwise, I'd go crazy. Now, what I'm going to talk today about, we're eventually going to talk about the housing market and real estate and why it's going to crash. But what I want to talk about is the Federal Reserve. Sometimes they say the stupidest things. They say the economy's doing so great. It's doing so great that we have to print $120 billion a month just to keep it propped up. That's taxpayer money we're paying. $120 billion a month to keep it propped up. That's how great it's doing. It's going so great we have to buy $40 billion of mortgages every month. The real estate market's doing so well, we got to buy $40 billion of real estate mortgages. Now, what else? Well, we're doing so great, we need to have mortgage forbearance. We're doing so great, we need to have an eviction moratorium. We're doing so great that we got to keep interest rates at zero out all the way to 2024. This is how great the economy is doing. Now, the one thing the Fed says that really gets me going, and I don't want to get started on this, but the Fed says we need to get more people vaccinated. Really? Really? That's from the Federal Reserve handing out medical advice? I don't know. There's something wrong there. Now, another a federal organization called the CDC. If someone knows the answer to this, please leave it in the comments for me. How does the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, have the authority to do an eviction moratorium, to change the Constitution, to change contract law? There's contracts between the landlord and the tenant, but CDC thinks they have the power to come in and say you cannot evict your tenant. You do not get to collect rent anymore. How do they have that power? I'm not really sure. Maybe someone can explain that to me. Now, talking about this eviction moratorium, I want to talk about this a little bit. So it's coming to an end June 30th, right? Not so quick. My state, I live in California. We got this lovely governor. Actually, we're recalling him. Oh, I would love to see him get recalled, but he's got too much power. He's got too many people behind him. I think he's like Nancy Pelosi's nephew or something. It's all, the power base is just concentrated. Oh, I'd like to see him get out of office. But anyways, so Governor Newsom, he comes out and says, we're going to extend the eviction moratorium in California. It's not going to end June 30th. We're going to extend it to September 30th, and he'll probably extend it beyond there. But here was the real thing that got me going. Okay, you can't make this stuff up. We're going to pay the landlords, we're going to pay all the rent back money that the renters didn't pay. We're going to pay it all for them. For example, let's take two people here. Let's say they both rent a townhome. Let's say they're paying just simple numbers, $2,000 a month rent. Okay, so the pandemic comes along, and let's say they work at the same company. Let's call it Amazon. Okay, company, they're going along, and then the pandemic hits. Well, this one, he quits his job. Okay. Anyways, he quits. He says, I'm not coming into work. There's a pandemic. Now, the other one, he's going, I'm going to go into work. I'm a hard worker. And I'm going to go in and, let's say they're both making about $60,000 a year, which is probably on the high side for some Amazon people. I don't know. But okay, let's say they were making $60,000 a year. This guy quits and he starts to go on unemployment, right? Okay. Now, this guy, because of the pandemic, he can quit and still get unemployment in the pandemic. pandemic. So he goes on unemployment. He gets his California, he gets about $450 a week, and then he got an extra $600 on top of that. So he was still getting, let's use round numbers, about $1,000 a week, $4,000 a month. Okay, and well, he stopped paying his rent because we have a pandemic. You don't need to pay your rent. All right, so he's getting $4,000 a month for unemployment, but he's also getting another $2,000 for not paying his rent, because you don't have to pay your rent during the pandemic, apparently. All right, so he's getting $6,000 a month just to go on vacation, just to hang out at the beach, just to go to the golf course, whatever he likes to do. The other guy, he kept working, he paid his rent. Now, anyways, this guy's, he can't spend $6,000, so he's saving some money. Because a lot of things are shut down. You can't go out and to dinners and spend all the money right away. So he's saving his money. But this guy's working, paying his rent, paying his bills. Now, this has gone on for, let's call it 15, 18 months, whatever you want to say. All right. So what happens? Well, anyways, the governor says he's going to come and pay this guy's rent. He doesn't have to pay it back. That's our governor saying that. Now, what about this guy over here? Well, he's feeling like a chump right now because he's been working hard. He's been paying his rent. He's probably behind in some of his payments. But this guy over here, he's got all this money. He doesn't know what to do with it because he didn't work. He didn't pay his rent. He did the right thing. This guy over here, he's a fool. This guy's a fool because he went to work. He's a fool because he paid his rent. Look at, in California, we have about 5 million rental units. Anyways, 4.9 to be exact. So about 1 million of them, 1 million, 20%, did not pay their rent. Now those guys are the smartest people I know, because governor's going to come in and pay their rent for them. Now what about the other 4 million people that paid their rent? Oh, they're just out of luck. They're the losers. You know who they're paying the rent for the 1 million people from? They're paying them from the taxes of the 4 million people. And you know what's even more funny? They're using federal tax money to do this. So people that don't even live in California are paying the rent for the people that didn't pay their rent in California, because Newsom's getting the bailout money and is using that to pay people's rent that didn't pay. Really, you cannot make this stuff up. But what does this do to the real estate market? See, I told you, this is my therapy. I got to get this off my chest because, if I don't, I might go crazy. But anyways, the real estate market is set to come down. It is ripe to come down. It wants to come down. But you know what? It just keeps getting propped up. The eviction moratorium in 22 states, it's been extended, or going to be extended from June 30th to September 30th. I thought the economy was doing great. I know the real estate market's hot. I'm a real estate broker, in full disclosure. If I get a home, I can sell it in 6 days. It sells like that. You know why they sell like that? Well, because there's so much competition for them. Wall Street is buying homes like crazy. Blackstone just bought, Home Partners of America. Okay, they paid $6 billion. Home Partners of America has 17,000 homes now owned by Blackstone. Blackstone, a Wall Street company, just bought 17,000 homes with money they get from the Federal Reserve at less than 1%. So you can't go out and compete with these people. Do not buy a home right now. They're getting money for 0.5%. You go out and try to get a mortgage, you're lucky if you get it for 3%. Okay, so you're competing against these corporations. That was Blackstone. BlackRock, they went out and bought a whole city in Texas. It was a brand new city being built. And they said, we'll take it all. Don't give it to the public. Now, should corporations be allowed to buy these houses when they get money close to 0% from the Fed to go do this? This is so irresponsible. Look, America, we got to wake up. Either, I don't know, maybe we got to pass a law and say corporations cannot buy houses. Let the people buy the houses. The people are the ones going to live in it, but the corporations go, no, we're going to make the money. We're going to make the money. We're going to rent to the people. The people don't need to own the house. They can rent it it from us and we're going to rent it to them. All right, well, this is going to all end really bad. Right now, sure, houses are high. Houses are high. They're way high. I think they're going to come down 50%. 50%. Now, I could be wrong, but it could be a lot more than 50%, especially in my area. Man, we're paying over $2 million for little 1,400 square foot tract homes. But I think that the market is ready to come down, but they keep postponing everything. They keep putting it off, putting it out farther, putting it farther away. You know, when they peg in interest rates at 0%, of course it makes the houses go up, makes them go up, but it really hurts people that save money. Once again, punish the people that are doing the right thing, like saving some money to buy a house. Oh, it punishes them because what do they get in the bank? They get 0% interest rate. When I was buying houses, now I was paying 12% for a mortgage, but I could put my money in the bank and get 8% on my money. Yeah, that's right, 8%. Well, you put your money in the bank right now, soon the bank's going to be charging you money. Well, but don't buy a house right now. I'm a real estate broker, and a real estate broker's not supposed to say that. We're not. Just do. You're going to get hurt. Now, it may take a whole year to play out. It may take 2 years, but look, if you bought a house right now, let's say you buy $1 million house. Let's say you put $200,000 into that $1 million house, and you're going, I'm a homeowner. Well, I got news for you. A year from now, that house could be down to $800,000 or $600,000. And you go, oh, Mike, that's okay. I got a low interest rate on it. You got a low interest rate, but you don't have an exit plan at that point. You sell for $600,000. You have to pay the bank $200,000 on top of your $200,000 down payment just to get out. Or, of course, they can, your credit would be ruined already. But do not. That's my opinion. Now, once again, this is just my opinion. I am actually a professional at that. I'm a professional real estate broker. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk today. This is my therapy. I got to get this off my chest. I can't believe what's going on in our country. Be careful, America. We're losing our country. We're losing it fast. We're losing it. We're going to socialism. We may go full-fledged communism by the time this is over. It's getting ridiculous. It really is. I don't get it. Anyways, I didn't mean to rant too much today, but give me a thumbs up if you like this stuff. Share it with somebody who doesn't think this way. Maybe you can open up their mind a little bit. Anyways, if you really like it, hit that subscribe button. I'm Tall Mike. Get out there. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll talk again real soon. Bye-bye now.